Property damage, the creation of new laws, and even death. When the paparazzi chased after these celebrities, the consequences would not soon be forgotten. Perhaps the most famous incident ever involving the paparazzi was the 1997 accident that killed Princess Diana, Dodi Fayed, and their driver Henri Paul. As Diana's son Prince William recalled in the BBC documentary Diana, 7 Days, about every single time she went out, there'd be a pack of people waiting for her. And I mean a pack, like a pack of dogs, followed her, chased her, harassed her, called her name, spat at her, tried to get a reaction to get that photograph of her lashing out, to get her upset. Diana was a massive payday for the paparazzi throughout most of her life. Photos of her sold for as much as $656,000, and they were especially ruthless in her final hours. After her death, the world wanted answers, especially when it was revealed that some photographers had climbed on the car to get pictures of the dying occupants. 9 paparazzi had their manslaughter charges thrown out of court, while 3 were convicted on charges of invasion of privacy, and they were fined only €1 each. Few celebrities have been subjected to the paparazzi circus as much as Britney Spears. In 2006, for example, she was photographed driving with her young child on her lap. The pop star explained in a statement to People magazine that she'd been playing with the baby while her bodyguard went into Starbucks and things got out of hand. As she put it, "Because of a recent incident when I was trapped in my car without my baby by a throng of paparazzi, I was terrified that this time the physically aggressive paparazzi would put both me and my baby in danger." Then in 2007, there was a collision between 2 paparazzi who were chasing Spears, one on a motorcycle and one in a Range Rover. And then the following year, 4 paparazzi were arrested for reckless driving, with the arrest report citing them for getting too close to her car.
F you.
At the height of her fame, Lindsay Lohan was another favorite target of the paparazzi. During one incident in 2005, Lohan called the police to report she was being harassed by another driver. Shortly afterwards, that driver deliberately ran his car into hers in the hopes of getting a photo. Injuries were minor, but the photographer was still arrested. Pretty much the same thing happened just a few months later. Even though witnesses said that Lohan was being harassed by the paparazzi at the time of the crash, it was ultimately ruled that they weren't responsible for her hitting a van. Those incidents happened in West Hollywood, and in 2008, paparazzi threats prompted a motion to create a so-called personal safety zone that restricted how close they could get to their targets. After a motorcycle accident in August 2014, David Beckham released a statement in which he confirmed that he had not been injured after being swarmed by paparazzi on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles. Witnesses said that employees of a nearby tattoo parlor came out to help the soccer player pick up his bike, which he reportedly lost control of while dodging paparazzi and trying to avoid hitting a car. And this wasn't the only serious incident that Beckham endured. Back in 1999, he was facing an 8-month driving ban and a fine after he was found guilty of speeding on Greater Manchester's A34. He initially pleaded not guilty and appealed, explaining that he was trying to avoid getting hit by the paparazzi that had been following him. He also noted that this was a daily occurrence that should be considered a defense in his speeding case. Ultimately, the speeding conviction remained, though the driving ban was overturned. Scarlett Johansson has learned the hard way that fame can come with a massive price. In 2019, she stopped by Jimmy Kimmel Live with some of her Avengers castmates, and afterwards, some uninvited guests were waiting for her. As her reps revealed in a statement to Entertainment Tonight, at some point in time, the paparazzi overpowered her security, and for her security reasons and for her security team, they were taken to the Hollywood police station. At that point, she was later able to leave the station.
All the hysteria just turned scary for Scarlett Johansson.
Nobody was arrested, no charges were filed, and no one was hurt, but Johansson didn't pull any punches. She claimed that she was followed by a group of 5 blacked-out cars who were tailing her and her daughter in an attempt to find out where she was staying. As she put it in a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, the paparazzi consistently go to increasingly dangerous lengths to stalk and harass the people they are photographing. The paparazzi put people's lives at risk. Until the paparazzi are considered by the law for the criminal stalkers they are, it's just a waiting game before another person gets seriously injured or killed. In April 2005, Reese Witherspoon was leaving the gym when she was accosted by paparazzi who cut her off from her car. Gym employees had to come out and help clear a path, and according to witnesses who spoke to the New York Daily News, they didn't give up after she got in her car. The witnesses claimed that they took off after her, nearly forced her off the road, and followed her home. Security in her gated community got involved, as did the police. Then, that October, Witherspoon was involved in an even more tragic accident. She and her daughter were at a birthday party when a chase ended with one man arrested for a series of charges. One of those charges was battery of a 5-year-old who was reportedly hit by paparazzi when she got in the way of a photo. Witherspoon spoke about the incident in an interview, as she claimed, "He became so aggressive, he began pushing and shoved our tour guide. It was an awful experience." The photographer entered a plea of not guilty, and then he disappeared after not showing up for court later that same month. He was later found dead in his apartment. In 2015, Caitlyn Jenner rear-ended another vehicle, which was then hit by a third vehicle. The driver of the car that Jenner hit died at the scene. According to the official investigation, she was not at fault and wasn't going to face criminal charges, but that wasn't the end of the story. Jenner claimed that she had seen the paparazzi trailing her, and a representative from the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department told CNN, "As far as we're concerned, they're not a factor at this time." But then, in early 2016, Jenner sued the paparazzi. While there was no high-speed chase, she claimed that their relentless presence was enough of a distraction that it ultimately caused the crash. In a separate lawsuit settled in 2018, she was ordered to pay $800,000 to one of the families involved in the multi-car collision.
Something like this, a tragedy like this, you'll never get over it. You just learn to live with it the best you possibly can.
Chris Brown has a history of fights, assaults, and restraining order violations, so it's hardly surprising that he's been a target of the paparazzi. In 2013, it was reported that he totaled his car in an accident caused by paparazzi. His representatives released a statement that read, "The occupants jumped out with cameras and aggressively approached his vehicle. In an effort to remove himself from the situation, he began to back down an alley, at which point he was cut off by 2 additional vehicles." According to Brown, he then lost control, crashed into a wall, and totaled his car. TMZ obtained a recording of the 911 call that he made, in which he claimed that the photographers who were chasing him took off after the crash. The subsequent investigation into the incident was ultimately inconclusive. In 2007, Sienna Miller presented an award at the BAFTAs, and then she headed out to an after-party. At the time, she'd been so hounded by paparazzi who sat outside her home all day and night that she felt she had no choice but to move. She was constantly being tailed by photographers who wanted to learn her new address. After calling for help on that particular night, her boyfriend's brother, Otis Ferry, came to escort her home. He would later testify in court. It then became very clear that there were quite a few vehicles and they were absolutely stopping at nothing to get after us. Miller and Ferry eventually found themselves stopped in traffic. Ferry got out of his car to confront the photographers. He then grabbed the key out of one of their cars and threw it. He was brought up on charges of criminal damages, but was later cleared thanks in part to Miller's testimony. In 2012, Justin Bieber was in a Ferrari being tailed by paparazzi in what turned into a high-speed chase down the 101 freeway in the San Fernando Valley. Los Angeles City Councilman and LAPD veteran Dennis Zine told CNN that he fully expected the chase to end with an accident. Bieber was clocked at around 100 miles per hour with a handful of other cars chasing him. When the singer was pulled over, the officer allowed the paparazzi to take photos while Bieber got a ticket. Bieber then called 911 when they continued the chase and told the dispatcher, "They're being very dangerous, swerving around other cars to get to me. They're driving really recklessly. They just will not stop following me."
911 emergency, what are you reporting? Hello, I have like 5 cars following me.
Multiple people were cited for high speeds and swerving across lanes and off the road. The incident also led to the first charges filed against a photographer under new laws designed to protect celebrities. In 2011, just a few months after Tori Spelling announced that she was pregnant with her 3rd child, she was involved in an accident that she blamed on the paparazzi. Her 2 older children were in the car with her when she hit the wall of their school. As she claimed on Twitter, "Paparazzi chased me with the kids to school. I was trying to get away from him and had a pretty big accident. He then still got out to try to get pics. 10 school moms chased him away. What will it take? Someone dying from paparazzi to stop?" A source told People magazine that Spelling had been pulling into the school when the photographer pulled in behind her. Her representatives noted that she went to the doctor and confirmed that everyone was fine. Then, in 2021, Spelling posted a scathing condemnation of the paparazzi on her Instagram as she claimed that she'd been picking her son up from a preschool when she was followed. As she put it, "If you insist on following us adult humans everywhere, then please know the boundaries of privacy that these kiddos deserve." Prince Harry and Meghan Markle dominated the celebrity news cycle again in May 2023, as they claimed that they'd been in an incredibly dangerous high-speed chase through New York City. Chris Sanchez, one of the members of their security team, told CNN, "The public were in jeopardy at several points. It could have been fatal. They were jumping curbs and red lights." The NYPD confirmed in a statement that there had been no accidents and that no one was hurt. Meanwhile, the Washington Post spoke with a taxi driver who had taken Harry and Meghan part of the way, who claimed, "They kept following us and were coming next to the car. They took pictures as we stopped and were filming us. I don't think I would call it a chase. I never felt like I was in danger. It wasn't like a car chase in a movie." The Los Angeles Times was given a statement by Backgrid USA, an agency that employs freelance paparazzi. They claimed that their review of the photos revealed nothing dangerous, as they stated, "The paparazzi had no intention of causing any distress or harm, as their only tool was their cameras." A few of the photos even show Meghan Markle smiling inside a cab.
There were no reported injuries, no crashes, and no arrests.